And then there was Peoples. And there might be sound, there might not be. Such is Brad running the show. To my credit, my brain's broken. so we got things. We got points. We've got some FAQs. We've got things to talk about.
The nice part is we got a lot of things to talk about, and for the most part, there's some interesting things where we can discuss and debate and decide whether or not it was good or not. And then there's a few things where we just scratch our heads and go, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
Well, you know what? Let's start with the hardcore awesome thing. You can't score primary on turn 5 if you choose a secret mission, so you can't just slam down a freaking 40 on turn 5. And everybody's like, haha, dude, I've seen that happen a lot. You know what I mean?
I don't even think a lot. I did it pretty consecutively where I was scoring the 35 for primary on turn 5.
Yeah, it's bonkers. So I think that this change is bananas good. It's just, it feels good. It feels not bad. How about that? That's the bigger thing on this is I think this is probably the biggest thing that they did. And it's probably going to be the biggest thing because of the fact that we didn't get a date slate. We just got points. We got points and some FAQs. You know what I mean?
We got some clarifications, and I think I like when they've made rulings and have stuck with them, and they just go, look, we're just going to put it in plain English so you understand. And I think they did that.
I got it. You know, I'll scroll down a little bit for this because there's not that many things that changed. I can't remember if this was this one or the last one. They basically broke down assassination. It scored on either player's turn, and it auto scores if you've killed all the characters before it's drawn. That's easy. The ones that I just don't get, there's a couple. I'm not even going into all the FAQs because most of them are.
So, Call the Horde, they just fixed the wording on it. So it was just a wording touch. And I think if you scroll back up, was there something else on that I'm forgetting?
No, recover assets was made not fixed last edition or not last update.
That's right.
So
that was last.
That's what it is. Now one of the big ones here is Linchpin.
Storm Hostile changed. Storm Hostile changed.
Oh,
you can score that on the first turn now.
Oh, I didn't even realize that was changed.
Yep, you can actually score it on the first turn. You can still choose to discard it, but you can now score it. So if somebody throws like 5 scouts out and you're playing,
I was to say somebody infiltrates or something like that.
I can bomb you. Yeah. So I mean, that's a change. Nice. Yeah.
So I think the Linchpin, the mission is a big deal because
I scored 23 on it a couple times.
Yeah. I mean, we should. I mean, all of the regular taking holds and stuff like that are just 15 points. I don't know why this one was, YOLO Swaggins, 23 points kind of thing.
It was an oversight.
Well, it's any of the things that makes it so you can score just a dumb amount of points on the last round are just stupid. Going second is such a big deal right now. It is huge that they're trying to fix that. And I like it. Is it completely fixed? Probably not. But is it better than it was? I'll give them credit for that. This is better. Yes, 100%. It is better than it was. Period.
And score church with just clarification that we were already doing.
Well, yeah. Some of these are just like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, really? Yeah, that's what you thought? So, hidden supplies, this is literally never going to matter unless you're playing a super weird deployment.
There is one of the GW missions that this comes into play on. This, I think, is more you're playing your pickup games on Tuesday night with your buddies and you don't play one of the fixed missions, you just draw cards. That's personal opinion on that one.
Yeah, it's just, it is what it is on this. And a couple of the FAQs are a big deal in this. I do like the fact that they pointed out that marked for death, your opponent can't choose a leader. He has to choose the squad, which is also nice, though, because then you can't snipe the leader. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Well, also, it's the clarification of, hey, look, you have to kill everything. If you if I pick this unit, like, of 10 guys in a leader, you got to get the leader, too. You can't just kill the 10 guys.
And there's there's a couple things like this one I thought was super obvious. You know, you can't terraform an objective that was already terraformed by your opponent. You know what I mean?
I think most TOs ruled it that way. It was ambiguous on the card, so you might as well make it very
Now,
clear.
one of the big things I'm just going to point out to everybody is this. They use the example of, you know, resolving mission rules like supply drop. You know, basically when do they start? All of these are follow the fact of if it's the controlling player's turn, that person just does those things. You know what I mean? Not even just the mission things, but like a controlling player does. If you have two rules or two things that are at the beginning of the turn, controlling player still chooses those. You know what I mean? But it also suffers downfalls. Like the controlling player first, whoever goes first has to move all their scouts, and then the defender moves the scouts, which is, by the way, a huge deal. It's just like, hey, I'll move backwards now that you weren't allowed to scout. You know what I mean? Because I was 9 inches away from you. So that's a big deal in that. So I think that's I like the clarification. I mean, it was already a fact, but I do like that they just put it, bam, there's the writing. Do I have anything else that I need to look at here?
I would just scroll down. I don't remember there being anything
I don't
else.
think that there's anything else here. It's just layouts.
No, just the layouts. The one thing I do like to point out in the layouts, if people didn't notice, it happened the last time they updated this, where the U's got smaller on those, where it's instead of being right to the edges, they are, it looks like, based upon the measurements they've got there, about 2 inches in. So those U's are a little bit tinier. Just a simple clarification I just wanted to point out for people, just so they knew.
I want to clarify that there's just a double goddamn commercial here.
Oh, that's right. I got double political ads, so I understand.
Oh, look at Peaches coming in with the quick like and subscribe. You are correct, sir. You definitely should. Let's go over points. Yeah, I mean, there was some. We'll do at the end. We'll say, you know what, you want to start with it, or you want to go through all the points and choose the biggest losers, biggest winners, biggest losers.
So let's go through, because I think we can just say it as we go. Adeptus Sororitas, which is one of the armies that we all thought was going to get a little bit of a punt, and they got a punt, but I think they're still super strong. But they're definitely one of the biggest losers here based upon where they were to where they're going. Yeah.
Exactly. Mano with the $5 super chat. 60-point increase on the Triumph. That won't stop me. I didn't hear no bell. Please just change the rules. I've been saying this forever, but brother, yeah. I got to get my chi together on this one, because we're eventually gonna talk about
Woo Sa.
We'll talk about Thousand Suns in a much later because of the alphabet, but yes, it just stop trying to point out things that are busted in rules. Change the fucking rules. Jesus.
Well, I mean, I look at this and I'm like, all right, so that list, that Bringers of Flame list, everything from that went up, right? So now if you want to take the Triumph, you got to take at least one, if not two, key pieces out of smaller units. You're losing some stuff. It's okay. But man, the one thing that dodged the nerf on this is the Exorcist.
Yeah, Lyle coming in at the exact right time for that with a $5 super chat. I keep brewing lists and realizing they can't beat the obvious new triple Exorcist list.
Not only is the Exorcist going to see, it's like, hey, you're going to see 3 Castigators, 3 Exorcists, probably 2 Immolators. Oh, that's just going to be annoying. So we'll see where it goes. I think it's got play.
You knew all this. All this stuff went up. It didn't go up a lot. Besides the Triumph, nothing went up like a crazy amount of points.
No, I think the Bringers of Flame list you saw everywhere went up like 200-ish points. Although 60 points of that definitely being the Triumph. I think the Triumph is still going to hit a lot of lists, but it's going to be a different list overall.
She's so broken, dude. Unless the Triumph costed 300, I'm still taking that.
Yeah. I think the Paragon and Morganval are still in the list. The Castigators are still in the list. You might not be facing triple Castigator anymore. You might be facing double. But I think you're definitely going to start seeing a triple Exorcist list It's going to be nasty.
Yeah. I mean, all the stuff went up like 10 points. Cassie's went up 10 points. Immolator went up 10 points. Sure. I mean, just,
Yep.
you're still bringing that shit. It's still banana.
Yep.
So,
And you may see people go back to Hollowed Martyrs.
yeah, I can't. They are going to do a data slate on December. I kind of wish they put these together because I think that rules changes are always wildly more important than points changes.
Yep.
So
We'll see. And what
on.
went down? What went down for Sisters didn't affect them at all.
It's Seth. You can do a little more jumpies. Custodes basically stayed exactly the same, but the two big dreadnoughts went down.
But no one. If those dreadnoughts had any kind of threat range,
hey,
right?
My boy Jeremy ran 3 of each and took it to the team tournament. If you recall,
in a teams tournament, maybe, but like again, their move characteristics what holds them back. If they moved more, I think they'd be fine.
Well, it's moving; they can't go through. You're still a vehicle, so you can't go through a wall.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So.
It's not hard when you're looking at 12-inch wide ruins.
Hey, Trajan went down though.
Yep. Something I wasn't taking anyways. Okay, moving on.
He used to be so busted.
He did.
But basically, dreadnoughts went down. Oh, the bikes did go down. The bikes that you're never going to take until they fix fly.
Yeah. I mean, they were bad. They just didn't get better. Points didn't fix that. That takes a rules change for them.
Yeah, the army's still fine-ish. Okay, somebody tell me who got touched in a bad way with Admech in the past for them to get point nerfs. What?
I think they didn't want you spamming all the Vanguard. I'm still going to. I mean, the stuff that went down was stuff you probably weren't taking anyways.
Dude,
so
your electro priests are still paying for the sins of their fathers, basically. Like,
yeah,
they are terrible now. And like you'd have to make them 20 points.
Yeah, they're just again, I think this army just moved sideways. I don't think it got nerfed at all. I think it was just a sidestep.
It's just I was just going over it today, man. I'm working with one of the guys that I work with that plays Admech, and it's just I thought they were going to get more stuff. I thought they were actually going to roll back the point increases they got when they got their buff. And
I did too.
Yeah, I don't think they deserve this. These guys are just not winning at any rate that you need point nerfs.
I think they got a side move, but I think they also still look. It's October 18th. In 2 months, we're going to get another update. This is the temp. Let's see if this is okay.
But I'm saying what do they need point increases for? They were already winning they were already in the zone where they weren't supposed to be. They're losing at a pretty big rate. Why? Just why? I don't get this.
I don't either.
They should have gotten tons of point reductions, not things going up. This is crazy to me. I don't get this at all.
And I don't know why some of their enhancements didn't go down. And they've got the robots didn't go down, which is just ridiculous.
I mean, just random guys with like the engine seer and the manipulus went down 5 points. I don't care. Skystalkers and sterilizers went up in points too. I just don't get this. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
Peach is coming in with a $5 super chat. I, Bridgester, in no way being persuaded to say this at all. No, not me. Admit, Peaches is definitely basically the coolest, and we are totally besties. I thought you had to kill me. I love the fact that I always just read whatever pops. I'm Ron Burgundy when it comes to super chats.
Oh, yeah. Word for word, my friend. Word for word.
Oh, fuck. That's great.
The stuff that went down for them wasn't going to see a lot of table play. I think the stuff that went up was all the stuff that was seeing table play.
Yeah, these are every model that they're playing with went up. It just, I think this is a travesty. I think this might be the biggest what the fuck of the points. I might change my mind because there's one other that I think got a little bit jacked. I don't care about Titans. So,
yeah,
Elves went down.
Okay, so elves for the first time got more interesting. It
They
didn't.
didn't. It didn't go down enough for you to care. I think like my army gained like 30 points or something. So
The wave serpent at 110 is interesting to me, and
Falcon at
the
130.
Wraith Blade and Wraithguard taking a drop, which they needed a drop. They were a little too expensive. It gives you a chance to, you know, go. The Fire Prism going down, it wasn't seeing a ton of play. It's a
Well,
hard ass model to hide.
yes. Well, it's also went down to 170 from 180. It's still expensive as shit.
It's still expensive. I think you're going to start seeing them again, but
Serpent. I think you're gonna see more. I played 3 Falcons at Champs Cup. I loved it because they have deep strike.
I think you're going to see Falcons, Prisms, and Fire Dragons as a punch.
I actually put in my newest list that I just made once the points went down is I put in 2 units of Shining Spears because I was debating on putting in them before. The only thing that's kept Shining Spears out of my list is the fact that they have giant bases now. Yeah. And it just takes up a lot of space. But I think that this is going to be legit. I still want the Aspect Warriors just to be better because I want Psychers and Aspect Warriors as far into my Eldar. I don't want so many tanks. Double Wraith Knight just doesn't put out damage.
Nope. Double Wraith Knight's just not good. And Yvraine did not get anything. Her in the Harlequin brick is still super good.
They haul ass, so. IG Tank Commander Bully Guns went up. We knew that was going to happen.
Okay, so can we talk about what was people look at this and go, oh, well, they got 2 increases in, a decrease on one thing. This army is nuts because tank commanders got that one word squadron.
Yeah. And also
this army was good before. You give them that.
Oh. How about the Warhammer community page when they got the 90.3-inch deep strike unit?
Yeah. And then you add the Aquilons on top of that, because that was the one thing Guard was missing, was like, oh man, if we had a 3-inch deep strike unit, this army would be bonkers. Here you go. And it has a lot of guns.
I do want to see what happens with the kill teams and stuff, because they can slot them in. Like, there's a good chance that Bullygrins get put in the ejector seat and you just replace them with the 6-man Bullygrins might be replaced by kill teams.
Well, just scroll down a little bit to where it says Ogren got dirt cheap.
Yeah. Yep.
Because
those guys have a weird volume of fire, by the way.
They do. And they can, I think the catechins in the chimeras with the flamers is just going to be good. Field ordnance batteries, I still wish they'd have made them cheaper, but and I've talked with a lot of Guard players, and they always go, oh yeah, when I get to the end of the list, I have like 50 points left over and it's tough to fill, and now you can take a heavy weapons team.
Dude, the 3-inch deep strike is nuts on a big unit like that, though, because, and I was talking about this because people are like, I have enough stuff, I think I could screen out 3-inch deep strikes in my backfield. I'm like, yeah, man, but when they go and drop them 3 inches away from your army and you get to go, cool, move phase, I guess it's over. Just like, that's a big thing when they can do that. Oh, I don't know, 2 turns in a row. They just drop in front of you and just go, hey, it'd be a shame if you got to do nothing.
Yeah, if your tanks couldn't move past, I don't know, this spot right now, you have to shoot me.
Yep.
And like clear me out of the way.
It's brutal, man.
Yep.
90 points is nuts. I want to see what they're going to do with the points on some of the other. I was surprised that they didn't touch any of the stuff that came out of the new codex, because I thought that the points for I can't talk, allying in a lot of the cops would go up, because you can just put like 4 up invuln bodies is legit just putting it in front of somebody.
Hey, they did go up a little bit.
So it's, yeah, but I'm saying, like, I thought the ally wise would go up a lot because certain things. Black Templars.
Oof. That one list got punched.
Yeah. It sucks though, because that was the only list that was working for Templars, man.
they've still got play. I actually think the Sword Brethren still have a lot of play, and I think
Yeah.
Gromaldus might be a little too expensive, but I think he's fine. And you can still play them in a Gladius and be fine. They've still got a lot of play. It sucks that what I considered to be the fluffier of the thing of here's a billion Marines just running rampant on you.
I love that because that's how they came
Yeah.
out originally, if you remember.
Yeah.
Just Templars would just run at you every time they fail a test. They would just run at you.
And
I love everything about that.
yeah, I wish they hadn't gone up as much as they did, but I don't know. We'll see where that stays. I think they got
this is
probably
quite
the
a few points though.
They got the second biggest nerf, I think, out of everybody.
Well, you know you're Red Cat for life. These Blood Angels points mean kind of nothing to me right now because of the fact that the list is so different and I'll have to really go through everything.
I think the Sanguinary Guard are actually a little bit too expensive, right? I think they're a little too expensive, and when we get to Space Marines, because you can't talk about the other stuff without talking about Space Marines in general.
Yeah.
The fact that Space Marines got like the jump hack intercessors going up is they traded really well for their point value. That's a big thing. So now they've lowered some other stuff that may take their place. Is a thing. I think this one's going to be a down the road. We'll see what happens.
We're gonna have to see. We're gonna see on the board. You know what I mean? So I just think the Death Company for sure are too expensive right now, in my taste.
Yep.
Demons, they really touched demons. Shalaxi went down 25 points. Beast of Nurgles went down a little bit. Everything else stayed the same except for the Renmaster, and I actually don't think that the Renmaster needed to go up. It was a weird combo piece in an army that wasn't crushing everybody. I don't think anything of this.
I think they took the biggest. They got better because other things got worse.
Yeah,
sisters were very, very rough for demons, right? Like that was a bad matchup because they could just spike damage on you consistently. I think they're okay. I think they just missed. They didn't step up or down. They stayed in the same spot, which in some ways might be a step up for them.
I agree on that. A Death Company with Jump Pack I thought were too expensive for what they do now because of the lack of specials that they can do now. Chaos Knights and Imperial Knights, I'll just do them together kind of because they both went down basically the exact same thing. Everything went down almost. Yeah, I mean,
so not to sound terrible, who cares? They barely play the game right now with the way the missions are.
True story. That's why the CK's winning at such a poor rate. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they're in. Both of them are in desperate need, and the fact that Canis, who really was landing in like Imperial agents and here and there on other things, just him going up is stupid.
Lyle, I've been wrong. I'll be wrong again. It's my catchphrase. Chaos Space Marines. They got a lot of all over the place, to be honest with you. The Dawn went down, Havocs went down, Talons went down, Predator went down, Legionnaires went nothing because you're not taking 10-man units of them. So the 10-man went down, Termes went down, and then ACDC went up. Dark Commune and the Cursed Cultists went up significantly. It's now 275 for a unit of them. I don't know if that's accurate or too much because it is a lot.
ACDC is just, and you got to combine that with Surge, which they changed the way Surge words work. Before you could just continuously Surge with the ACDC. Now you can't. It's one time only per phase. It's definitely worse now that Cultist list is nowhere near as good. And that was their highest winning rate. I think because of the point drops on a lot of other stuff, Chaos Space Marines got considerably better.
I mean, I right before we did this, I was just working with Ben on Soulforged list, and Vashtor went down. Obliterators are still legit, man. They just made them too expensive. I think that at $160, that's a 10-point drop. They become more enticing.
And I think Chosen going, not going anywhere is good for them. Possessed coming down, still good. I'm not taking 10 Raptors ever, but you know,
I'm gonna attack the board real quick, or the wall, whatever.
yeah.
The blood surge change, I don't think makes that much of a difference.
Oh,
Here's,
it's huge.
yeah, I mean, that's why I was back and forth on this, because if I'm shooting like I mean, it goes more into the Accursed Cultist than anything, I guess. Do you know what I mean? Because anything that I'm shooting twice, I'm just killing, and I'm still not putting a unit within, six, 6.9 or whatever.
You somewhat killed the combo that made them super good, right? And you also hurt other surge units that surged more than once per phase. And I think it was just one of those things of, I liked it. I think it's good for the game to limit it. I just, in good players' hands who were able to go, all right, you're this far away from me. I'm going to shoot you once. You get to surge once. And now I'm not shooting that unit again to surge into me. There was play arounds. But the fact that you had to account for that just added a layer of feels bad. Because if you didn't realize they could only do it, that they could do it more than once, and you shot it again, it was a feels bad moment. The minute someone went, all right,
it's just, man,
I
what
wasted
are you...
a stupid bolter shot.
Yeah, I guess.
I moved towards you. Yeah,
If you're shooting nonsense, it's just in my mind, I'm shooting two dedicated things at a unit, and it's just dead. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just like, hey, I shot, and I have something that can't be surged into you, near you. I still have to worry about that. That's kind of where I'm going, is I still have to worry about that surge distance. So it's still giving you the same protection kind of around an objective or whatever, because you're still not going to put a unit right on top of them. You know what I mean? Because they'll just surge in and be grabbing them. You know what I mean? So it still serves that same purpose. I mean, I like the rule, to be honest with you. It's just, you shouldn't be able to surge halfway across the board. It still gives you the fear of, hey, if I'm on the objective, if you try to contest the objective and you don't kill me with that first volley of shots, I will come into your unit. So that's still there. So that's why I said I don't know if it's going to change that. It won't change my play very much, to be honest with you.
It changes the play of that army, and it makes less feel bad moments for players, which is why I like the change to surge. Even though the Unending Swarm just is off the table completely now, it was good. I mean, World Eaters did catch a thing with Surge too, because Berserkers could do it. So it's
again though, if you're shooting them twice, it's 10 guys. You know what I mean? If I'm shooting them twice, I'm deleting them. So,
yep. But we all have bad rolls. It happens, right?
I don't think anything changed. We'll get to that, Lyle, in the end, because I don't think hardly anything changed. So, Codex Dark Angels. John, I texted him, by the way. I go, why did you break an army for the rest of us?
Yeah.
I mean, I might catch flack on this one. I just did not think that this army, I thought it was a good army. I thought it was terrible when it first came out. I thought the changes were great. And I don't think that they deserve the what they got.
So I think Deathwing Knights didn't need to go up. Azrael, I got no problem with the little points increase he got. Outside of that, I was fine with this list. I just think all they did was took a mid-table, low GT winning army and made it a lot harder to do that with.
I'd like to see Lion at 250, by the way. That's just me.
Just because he doesn't buff your army well enough, I would agree with that.
He's just not a force multiplier. So Lion basically beats ass, but does he beat enough ass for 285?
He beats enough for between 225 and 250.
Yeah. I agree on that, 100%. You know what I mean? So, I'd like to see Lazarus playing. He's got cool lore.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they needed a nerf. I'll just put it that way. I don't see it as needed.
Agreed. Death Guard got quite a few point decreases. Putrefier, Death Shroud, Mortarion, all went down. Fairly significantly.
I'm kind of happy with the Morty drop because I like seeing Morty on the table. He's not terrifying to play against, but he's annoying. And he allows you to do some fun stuff. And the Death Shroud Terminators at that point cost may be viable.
Sorry, I have to list this one. You're only lying to yourself. Fuck. Continue. Sorry, that broke my brain a little bit.
But no, I think Death Guard are still in the same spot they were in. They didn't gain much out of this, but they didn't lose anything. And with other stuff coming back down a little bit, maybe. I don't know. I think they're still a good army. I think they're a solid army. They're just not winning a lot of events.
They still have movement issues. They're still slow as shit, so that's always going to be a thing. Speaking of people that aren't slow as shit, what Drukhari were just not beating up on everybody. They had a good win rate. They weren't closing a lot of tournaments down. They got treated badly. I'm sorry, but like every single
Scary bad touch at GW Design to have this army get beaten like this.
Dude, like almost every model in my current army got up in points. Like,
yeah,
Jesus.
The Mandrakes finally came out in plastic in their own individual box, and then we're like, no, here you go, here's a nerf.
And it's not even like anything went crazy. Everything went up 5-10 points, though. You know what I mean? It's just
you lost stuff with this, which I didn't think the Beastmasters were necessary, or the Archon or anything else, especially with the changing of the Archon, where to make it clear that only the Warlord gets the ability. It's just, I don't know. It's this was an unnecessary beating.
It's all Canada's fault.
And here's the thing: the one unit that we all thought would be like, oh, that's going to go up in points. The Scourges didn't go up in points,
which is so weird to me because I thought they were the most abusive thing. Shooting Scoot is just problematic sometimes.
Yep.
They did have a decently high win rate, but most of the people they beat up in the mid table a lot. Let's talk about GSC, or as I've been calling it, as I'm trying not to cough right into my microphone, Speed Freaks Light. So they did Speed Freaks. I can't even say light. They did Speed Freaks better.
They now have 3 out of their detachments. There's 3 that are playable now. People were starting to figure this army out well beforehand. And I think the Speed Freak version, as you call it, the Outlander cult one, was really good. I think everything with the points drops is playable.
This is a lot of stuff that went down, dude.
Yeah,
like you have a lot more things.
It's
coming out.
That was the thing with GSC, was when they first hit. It was like, oh, you don't have enough bodies on the board, and with the points drops here, not only do you have a lot of bodies on the board, you have a lot of stuff that works really, really well.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's I would say you get a whole new unit here. You know what I mean?
Possibly the second biggest winner, or biggest winner. I'm not sure. It's between them and Guard, who won this the best overall.
I don't know. I mean, like, Innis has been playing the Speed Freaks version basically and doing well with it. It's a lot of stuff. And
his army that he was playing gained 75 points.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's another unit. You know what I mean?
That's a whole nother
hand flamers, acolyte, anything.
No, the truck.
You could get another truck too. Yeah. It's just they went down. I mean, everything went down. Neophytes, acolyte. You know what I mean? The literally the entire army.
Yep.
So we'll go to that. We're gonna get there soon, Matt. This is an army that I'm a little bit worried about, like, to see what happens. Grey Knights got absolutely 0 nerfs. I thought for sure that the Nemesis Dread Knights would go up, but the Terminators, both Paladins and regular Terminators, and the Purgation Squads all went down. So
they got better because other things got worse.
Yeah, and I'm saying they got a little bit of points. It wasn't a ton, you know what I mean? Because these units aren't huge units in the first place. So,
and these aren't main units you're playing right now, and I don't think that's going to change that much. I mean, there are some silver tide lists out there, but I think this army's got better because it didn't get touched.
Yep. Imperial agents, they had 1. They did the Subductor squad went up, and that's the only thing they got touched.
Yeah, I think it's too early.
Yeah, 100%.
In their agency for anything to happen.
I agree on that. We already talked about Knights with Chaos Knights. They all went down except for Canis, because he's the one you saw getting play and everywhere else.
Yep.
I was surprised that leagues had Jaegers go up. I thought that the Hearthguard should go down, and they brought the 5-mans down instead of the 10-mans, because you saw a lot of people bring 10-mans, so they kind of left them alone. But I was surprised that the Jaegers went up immediately. You know what I mean? And it's a pretty big hike. It's 10 points.
Yeah, but the Hearthguard went down 10 points.
Only for 5. Only for 5s, though.
But that was pretty much a wash.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They still need a codex. They just need more units, to be honest with you. Krons got touched. I don't really know that Krons needed this. Destroyers, heavy destroyers, and the monolith all went up, and the vault went up, and things that nobody was playing went down.
So your little trash units because most people are running the locust destroyers and the heavy destroyers in 1-man squads. A few times you'd see a heavy destroyer in a 3. It just made your action monkeys a little bit more expensive, so you had to lose something else along the way. Not the command barge, what's the other one? The penis gun. Why am I not remember the name of it?
Doomsday Arc.
Doomsday Arc, thank you. The Doomsday Arc, that doing what that did surprised me. You're going to see 3 of those in every Necron list now. Without a doubt, the Doomsday Arc
went down to $190. You know, the death marks went up 5 points. It's just, I don't think that they needed this. They're fine. I just think that they're fine.
I think they're still fine.
I think that they're still fine. I just don't know what was the point. I guess
they wanted to make your small trash MSU units cost a little more, so you lost at least one of those units.
Sure. I mean, Praetorians are still not worth it either. By the way.
No, and the thing is, like with Silent King carrying the Triarch keyword, they were hoping that might make that detachment playable. I don't think it does at all, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Orcs. A decent amount of stuff went down, but it didn't go down a ton. Like, Beast Snaggers went down 5. Kill Rigs actually went down 15. I actually have been thinking about that.
How is your inner WOG not going off? Because the Kill Rig with 10 of the boys and the War Boss
and the Beast Snagger boys went down 5 points, and the Kill Rig went down 15 points. And I want to just run 3 Beast Bosses with those guys. This is legit. You know what I mean? I think I don't want to just throw a new Orc down. The new list that I instantly looked at was 2 Kill Rigs, 2 Trucks, 2 Beast Boys, 2 I could basically Noah's Ark. No, sorry, I was running 3. 3 Beast Snagger boys, 3 Beast Bosses, 2 regular War Bosses, 2 units of Knobs, 2 Kill Rigs, 2 Trucks, 10 Flash Kits, and Storm Boys Gretchen, and Zodrog Kung Fu Master.
And we're similar. I had 3 of the Kill Rigs and 5 Trucks. So
I do hate big models. That is a big thing.
Yeah.
So, and Squigog Boys are making me sad because it's one of my favorite models. They should have 100% went down in cost.
Yep, they should have.
Also, I hope that they fix the hunt because it's just terrible right now.
Yeah,
as a detachment.
Yeah, I mean, you're taking Warhorde if you're playing Orcs right now. I think 95% of the time, it has the most versatility.
It's huge.
Yeah, Eric, the WOG clarification that they put out there was needed.
I'm not even. You bring that up because it just makes me angry.
Yes, I am. It's one of the things of we knew how it should have worked. It's not the way it was written. They fixed it. Yay.
I know.
Thanks for making a clarification of how it should have worked from the get-go.
Yes. All of the yes. Uh-oh, Peach is coming in. Not a super chat. My Baloney has a first name. It's OSCAR. My Baloney has a second name. It's MAYER. Oh, I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me what I'll say. That's all you get.
Oscar Mayer has a way with B-O-O-N-A.
That just happened.
It did. And now we're going to get sponsored by Oscar Mayer.
Yes, I've been waiting forever for my baloney sponsor.
I think this is fine. I don't think the Morkanot drop or the Def Dread drop or the Def Copta drop is going to change anything for them on the table, but in casual games, definitely.
Yeah.
Space
Marines. What the shit, man? Just shit.
Like they put in their little update thing going in December. We're going to address Space Marines, and then they did this to them
by wheelhouse kicking them.
I don't know why. Why did they feel the need? Like, look, I'm going to say it before, and here comes Matt O with the super chat.
Oh, dude, this is so right, by the way. Stu Black and Mike Brandt's dedication to the Space Marine players just need to get good take is kind of amazing. Also, what the shit? This goes with the Dark Angels build because they were running the Biologists with an Eradicator squad and a Repulsor, and then they went, you guys are doing too well with this one good thing you have. Screw you.
And the jump pack intercessors went up.
DPI went up.
Too much in my opinion. Too much in my opinion. A 5-point increase would have been fine. 10 was a bit excessive. I agree. It's just a Dark Angels nerf. I think in some ways this helps, especially with the heavy intercessors going down in points. It helps them out.
Who cares?
Because you're going to look at them as your shaft trading unit.
They're still 95 points and slow as shit.
Yeah, it's one of those things of we're going to see where things shake out with that. I think they're better at that point cost, but I don't know. They kicked these guys so hard when they were down that it's not nice.
Why? The regular Marines are getting their asses kicked. Just their asses kicked. Yeah. They need to separate these fucking books.
If they update some of the data slates, maybe like the Reavers at 75 points have a slim chance of making a list, but it's really slim. I don't know.
It's just, I mean, whatever. Come on, man. Come on. Ooh, look, Outriders went down though. They didn't go down. The Invader ATV went down.
Yeah,
hey man, I like that Reavers went down.
I think all of these nerfs that these got hit with are just because they should do separate point costs.
Hey, you mean like a Vanguard veteran squad with a attached sanguinary guy, a priest? These guys are terrible without him.
Yep, they need to separate out the points for Blood Angel Marines versus other Marines. It's just plain and simple.
Oh, the Vanguard vets are semi a trash fire unless you put a guy with them that's giving him plus AP and plus phenol pain. You know what I mean?
And guess what? That the Sanguinary Priest with jump pack's gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't even exist. You know what I mean? Fuck. Yeah, whatever.
And Fire Discipline, yes, that was in every army list that ran that was Gladius. But, and come on, 40 points, that seems excessive.
Ooh, that's a good question on that. So, Reavers have been terrible since the beginning. Mandrakes used to be terrible since they didn't get good until 8th edition, 9th edition.
Yeah, they were okay in 8th. 9th, they were pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but they were awful. I mean, they came out with
Reavers have always been bad. They have yet to be good. Yep.
They at least got the Batman gun. Space Wolves. They basically said, hey, are you playing the one Space Wolf army everybody's playing right now in tournaments? Well, it went up.
Yeah.
You know what went down? You know what finally went down? Long Fangs. So they cost what a dev squad does. They are a dev squad. This pisses me off so much. I'm happy that they're now back to being what a dev squad costs. Hey, it's your dev squad. What does it cost? For whatever reason, until right now, it cost more. Why? I mean, don't know.
Again, the stuff above for Space Marines that got nerfed was all stuff that was in Wolf Jail. And Wolf Jail itself with the Wolves got nerfed. So, again, I'm going to keep repeating this. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. Just have multiple Space Marine point lists.
Yes, just make the books fucking separate. What? That's all I have to say about that.
Yep.
I'm scrolling down.
This is probably the third biggest hit of all of this. I'm still torn on what 1 and 2 is, but this is by far like the third biggest hit. This got hit something fierce.
You're beating a dead wolf.
Yeah.
Tau, these were just the most random of random shits, by the way.
The
Tau
the
shit
points
went down.
changed on Tau armies, none.
Piranhas went up 5 points, Riptides went up 10 points, and or is it more? Was it 15 points? Whatever. Riptides went up.
Riptides went up 10 points.
Yeah,
I really think based upon what went down versus what went up in units, it kind of is a wash.
Recruit went back down to where they should be because I don't know why they went up to 75 in the first place. Basically, all the recruit shit went down, and Farsight went down, and Riptides went up. This is a nothing, to be perfectly honest.
No, and Brandon can't roll out the recruit wave now like full on because they still don't have the best of.
You can still play it. You could win an RTT for sure with that.
You could win an RTT. You're not winning a major with it though.
That's also because the meta has made everybody have more guns, to be honest with you. Thousand Suns. What went down? Nothing. What went up? Yes. Everything went up. They didn't change the mechanic though. So here's how your games are going to go with Thousand Suns. Thousand Suns don't lose any Cabal points and they feel like they table your army, or they don't have enough shit on the board and you kill their stuff and they don't have enough Cabal points to do stuff. There you go. It's been the last 2 data slates / points. They've done nothing about their mechanics, and this is what happens.
There's no other way to put it. I think you're, and please, on God's green earth, tell me why Mutalith Vortex Beast only went up 10 points. That one bothers me. But Magnus went, everything went up. So you're going to have, I think someone said on the average, like 4 to 5 less Cabal points. Great. Now if you run a solo sorcerer and you see guard come up against you, or sisters running triple exorcist, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that guy's dead.
That's what I'm saying. It's just there's gonna be games when you're one of 2 things is happening. Your Thousand Suns player is gonna have a bad time, or the other person's gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, I think this is one of the times where it's still gonna be a very good army, played by top tier players, and it's still going to win a lot of games. It's still going to be able to win a major. It's still going to be able to win GTs, unless it gets what it is, this bad matchup.
Yeah. Yep. And you care 100% because I hate playing against Thousand Suns. It's my least favorite thing to play against. Yeah. Mainly because I have to sit and watch them. Let's talk about Tyranids. You know what happened with Tyranids?
They got
nothing.
Better.
Yeah,
they got better.
Well, I do love the fact.
Hold on, wait. Can I do this? I'm going to be over here in the corner because this is where the Exocrine was hiding and went, hey, I'm 3 in every list.
Bro, he just put on his hat, his hat, and his overcoat. Just went, nothing to see here. Just walking away, man.
I'm good.
I do.
Yes,
like,
the
lictors went up 5 points. 5.
The one I went up 10, but Carnifexes went down 20.
5. Yeah. So the 2 guys with him, it evened out. I just worked on this list. One of the guys I coach is a Tyranid guy. We were going over his list, and he's like, "Well, nothing really happened. It just went sideways because nothing happened."
My Tyranid list, I have tons of them built, but like I think I had one that had a yellow square, or the yellow triangle when I brought it open, and it was, it went up 10 points because I have 2 lictors in it. It was right at 2,000. And I went, I have a 10-point upgrade on that guy that I just put on because I had 10 points left. Let me just unclick that. Okay, all my lists are good.
I mean, the Exocrine was just doing the Buscemi. Fellow people that don't need a nerf, how's it going?
I was like, hey, did you see that guy over there? He's busted. What about you? No. Did you see that guy over there? He's also busted.
He's bullshit. This is bullshit, man. I'm fine because I think that Tyranids finally got into a good spot, and I was really afraid that they were going to fuck with this army. I thought for sure they'd do some Necrons, but I did not want them to hit this. I thought Tyranids have been having a kind of a
All right.
long time to find their own.
Maddo has the best line for it. Exocrines went out for smokes and actually came back. uh, the Winged Time Tyrant's fine. I think it's just his points drop was fine. It didn't change. You're only ever going to run one of them, so it's not a big deal.
And the line of sight changes, guys, don't mean that much because all it does is if you're in the terrain, basically. If your base is sitting here and it's flush with the terrain, it's not in, and your wings over, your arms over, you don't see through and people don't see you in the terrain. If your wing or whatever is to the side of the terrain, you can still just be seen and get shot. Nothing really changed. So.
All it did was clarify what was already a rule. Although it's a big clarification because it saves me a lot of time explaining, no, it's the base, for being in a ruin. Yep. It's not it has to be, it's different when it's a vehicle, but
I'll go with Anna. Anna put on a super chat. I'm not bad that Brad glossed over suppressors getting cheaper. I'm just disappointed. Suppressors are dead to me ever since I went to Cherokee that year. I will never.
Suppressors are not good, but they're not terrible either.
Stupid suppressor.
Didn't you play them with Space Wolves the one time?
I lost my mind.
Yeah.
That's all Sam Dayton's fault, and I need everyone to know that. 100%. Always will be his fault. Always has been. Always will be. Exactly. Sam made me.
That is true. I do remember the story now. All right. So then after Tyranids go
World Leaders.
This is World Leaders is one of those things of they nerfed World Leaders, but I don't think it really hurts World Leaders that much.
Nah, the only thing about it, Mo going out plus the Surge thing kind of just makes me think that you just bring Angron and 8-pound. Spawn did go up. I thought that kind of sucked just a little bit because I thought they were a really nice unit in there.
Were they like what? Were they 65 before or were they 60?
I don't remember if they were 60 or 65. They went up, I can't remember if they going up 5 or 10 points. Somebody tell me that in the chat if you would. But the thing about this is that nothing really changes in this list. No. I think you might not run Zerkers. Maybe you do though. I don't have a hard opinion about that.
Weren't they only running? Wasn't most of the armies running one unit as Zerkers?
They cut down. Most armies were cut down to one with them. They were bringing Karn with a unit before, and then they cut it down. This might just be Jackal's 8-pound Angron. Call it a day. You know what I mean?
Yep. I don't think at the end of the day it's that big a deal.
Wolfguard going down to 170 for 10. I would put the Livy with him. I was getting the 4++. Yeah.
Yep.
If you're gonna put a big unit like that, you want it to be able to hit and survive just a smidge. So that's
Dorian, I don't know if you're taking the Mo now.
Yeah. You lose to Orcs or Blood Angels guarantee with it. I think that you're losing to Blood Angels for it anyways. You might not without all the Inferno pistols. It was so hard for them before because the Inferno pistols on everyone really just flipped that match so hard. That and Fight on Death, you know what I mean? So they basically got to kill a unit before and then they charge. So it might be different with the new Blood Angels Codex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and again, the Mo may be really good still. We'll see where we have to watch where that shakes out a little bit, but I think they're fine.
I think that they're going to be whatever. I don't think it's going to make any difference.
So like the true winners here, I think, are by far Astra Militarum. I think Guard just got such a blow up.
Yes.
And Drukhari and Space Marines, I'm going to say, are the two big losers by far.
I agreed 100% on that. The thing is what is anybody a loser because of the rules though? That not being able to score a giant turn 5 anymore does hurt some of the uppy downy. You know what I mean?
It hurts a little bit of the uppy downy. I think it hurts some of the MSU builds that were just kind of hiding existing and then scoring big at the end.
Yeah, there's a decent amount of armies that were built around a secret mission, man. Yeah, man.
Yep.
So if they can't slam down a fort, and I'm super glad they can because I fucking hate it.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Well, nothing feels worse than winning the game for 4.5 turns and then just going, oh, cool. 45 on turn 5? Sweet.
Mm-hmm. And we got to, and again, the meta changes again in December. So we'll say 6 to 8 weeks of where we're at. And then I'm going to assume before the LVO rules cutoff date, we're going to get the data slate and changes and all that stuff. So we'll see. I mean, I think the armies that overall are going to just continue to do well are still going to be sisters. I think T-Suns are still fine. They're still going to win games. Yes, sometimes they're going to have a bad matchup and break. I think Guard's just going to keep creeping up. I have a feeling that Guard's going to become a problem. And
they're good, man.
I'm telling you, that triple exorcist list is frightening. There's something about it that just for me, who goes, oh, I can't hide this one thing back here and rely on it quite so much. So we'll see.
I mean,
Denver Open this weekend's running the new rules. Good, thanks, Kara, for letting us know that. I didn't know anything was
cool.
Up and running already. That's good. We'll at least get something with the new rules.
You know what I also have? There's the Discord for the 40K Lorecast, also known as 40K Lorecats. And you know what I do have?
Brad, you put the link up without turning off the stream? Good job.
That's never happened before.
Yeah, okay.
Hold on, I gotta find my birch link.
And there goes the stream again.
I totally have merch now. I have the 40K. The two favorite things that I have in merch right now are I made John get me a 40K Lorecats hoodie, and then the best one I still have is 40K. I have the Emperor. I have a drawn picture of the Emperor, so I didn't get striked, but it just says "World's Worst Dad." It is fantastic. Hold please, I'll find it. Tell me about things and stuff.
So we also have Du Bois GT coming up in Rochester, New York. So it's duboisgt.com. Go sign up today. There are a few tickets left for 40K. So by all means, come on down. The player pack is live on our website, so you can go check that out, which is super fun. And also, for all your Warhammer needs, theartstorecny.com. 15% off Games Workshop model kits every day, along with plenty of other your hobby, gaming, and art supply needs. So just check us out.
I like everything that's happening here. You know what I'd even like more? If I knew how to work the internet. Hold on, I might be able to make this happen.
I don't know, last time you tried, you turned the stream off.
Look, I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to try to put it over here. It's going to work. I swear. Paste. Nope.
So you type it like that, Brad.
Look,
I just typed my link up there.
Hold on. I think I can make this happen.
So anyways, for all of you who are looking for any of the new Blood Angel stuff that is available on our website, did you make it work?
It's mine.
I don't believe you. I don't see it. Oh, it's there. Yay.
It's in Etsy. By the way, Amazon kicked us out. Apparently, I don't know if we were too racy or what happened. They just vetoed us, so we just did an Etsy.
Yeah.
Boom.
Amazon's weird because if it's in any way one of their controlled license things, they will boot you in a heartbeat.
Oh, they did. Instantaneously. So, But I got merch now. I'm excited about it. I'm going to click on my own link to make sure it actually works. And it does. Oh,
yay.
Man. Oh, I didn't even realize I have a beanie. I'm going to wear that. You got to get the worst dad ever. Or the 40K Lord Cats. By the way, I had such a fight to make that one happen, by the way. As John's like, I'm not rewarding your inability to speak the English language. I'm
Oh.
like, you have to.
So, Brad, can we promote your buddy's tournament in Toledo?
Hell yeah, we can. All of the
So-
things.
Absolutely. You know the name of it and everything. You should know the dates, hopefully, for your friend.
Glass City.
You know, Sig.
What's that?
So, by all means, no, go ahead. Say it again.
Glass City. What is it actually called?
The Glass City GT. So please go check it out in Toledo, Ohio in January.
6th and 7th.
Yep.
That's a huge lie. It's the January 4th and 5th. It was 6th and 7th last year.
I was like, it's like 4th and 5th this year, Brad. So
nope, we're
just
playing
after-
on Monday and Tuesday.
just after the new year, come out and support Brad and his friends in Toledo Game Room and stop by and say hi to them and have a good time. I will attempt to make it out if I can weasel my way out of work.
Love it. Well, thanks for hanging us out on Friday. We just want to chat and do things and stuff. And this was a day when I wasn't, well, you know, stuff. So, on that note, Queenswave is out of here.
Have a good night, everybody.